podcast about connections.
We're ready to start.
Wish this had mushrooms in it.
Yeah, I wish the seat was heated.
Luna, leave it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Luna is our dog, by the way, and we're sipping tea for those who are only listening.
Yeah. This is, welcome to the show. I guess this is it.
Alright, I guess, yeah, we're welcoming people.
Yeah.
That means the show is beginning.
Yeah, the show has begun.
Okay.
Like, this is it.
Alright, let me grab the bone so she's distracted with her thing. Not the tea, my lassie. She's not actually a lassie, though, by the way. She's a little runt.
Yeah, a pit bull.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, what do you think about if we start with, like, a introduction?
Yeah, honestly,
Like,
the tea was so distracting because Luna is trying to drink it, you know, and like, but yeah, intros are good.
Like, I guess,
I'm just
yeah, like I said before, welcome to the show.
Yep.
I'm, sure you can hear the dogs in the background.
There's construction happening just in the street behind us, and so it's always noisy, and then, you know, some random people might just be walking past in the alleyway, so that's why the dogs are getting crazy, but they can't run the city, neither can we.
Yeah, city living.
Hopefully I'm not too close to the mic. You know, what if I was too close to the mic that one time and just zoned it all out?
Maybe. I guess we'll see. I think if we stay comfortable, that it'll come out good.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like there are so many more noises and distractions ever since we turned on the camera.
Yeah, for real. It's been pretty quiet, just like
it's
normal,
been
like
so quiet,
like
other
just normal
than
cars. But
literally
now I think they're maybe taking the trash out,
I can
or
see
the
that.
recycling or something.
Yeah, it's wild because it's a Saturday, but I can see that happening
Yeah.
every day in the city. You got a lot of people to keep up with.
Hello.
Lulu.
I think they're about to go away then.
Maybe we can.
We'll
have
just
a real
we'll
start.
do some small talk.
Yeah. So, introductions. Ryan and I have been married for
Ryan.
2-3 years.
Yeah. I'm Ryan.
I'm Vanessa.
This is my wife Vanessa.
Welcome to who? I don't know. This is not. You can't be cat pawing. Sorry, my dog started doing cat biscuits on my sweater. So do not bite. She's a puppy, so we're training her and she's teething. So.
Where's her bone?
I think Gilmore has it. Down.
He doesn't like attention. Yeah, so we have a full house here,
Dude,
a family.
We have 5 children. No, I'm just kidding. Pets.
We have
but there are
pretty
children.
much there are children. There are four-legged children.
Yeah, we have 2 cats. Sage is our black cat. She's 3 years old. And then Ladybug is 6 months or maybe 8 months at this point. But we got her just maybe 3 months ago.
Really?
And then
3 months?
4 months ago?
Maybe longer. I'm not even sure.
We got her in...
Not 100% sure, but...
July at the earliest. We got her.
Yeah.
And then we got Luna in September. We found Luna, unfortunately, in some trash.
Yeah, I found her in a dumpster.
On a pizza box.
Yeah. And she was just a little newborn.
Yeah. She was a little... 8-week-old little puppy, just started getting her teeth, and so we assume that's why she was dumped. She couldn't probably wean off her mama, and so So Luna and Ladybug, we ended up getting just a month apart from each other, and they're, yep, crazy. They're both our crazy ones, but Luna's on a different level of craze.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, to be honest, I zoned out a little bit. But yeah, Luna is a different type of crazy, but it's because she's young, and I think we're used to
Old
independent,
dogs.
yeah, independent animals.
Yeah.
Animals that like being independent. So we also have Gilmore,
Yes.
who I guess is technically my brother. So he's the uncle. He's the old uncle.
The old uncle living with us right now.
Yeah. And then there is Josie, who is she's a border collie. She's 9 years old now.
Yeah.
And she's deaf.
Yeah, she's deaf. Yeah, but she's such a sweetheart.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, she used to be our crazy pet until we got Luna and Ladybug, and now she's like one of the chill ones.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's
our family.
That's our family. Yeah, and we're here in the city, just living the city life.
Yeah,
As you see, we got a greenhouse behind us.
Trying to make the city green as much as we are, like our life green as much as we can in the city, is whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of concrete.
Yeah. So but yeah, welcome to the show. This is who, what, I don't know.
Oh. I forget the name of the show.
Yeah. Look at your cheeks. You got such cheeks.
Yeah, so it's a podcast about connections, and I guess we'll casually talk about the why behind that. Even though as a society we're very hyper-individualistic and separated, the truth is we're so disconnected from like our own bodies and stuff. I feel like we fail to realize
As humans, we're very disconnected
in our society today.
Yeah, we're very disconnected from our body and from nature.
But in actuality, we live in actuality, everything is highly connected. We do live in an infinite universe, but we live on Earth, and everything on this planet has come from the same places, and that means we're all intertwined.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how and when we see it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's well,
we're challenging ideologies, opening perspectives, just having conversations that maybe people might not even think to have,
Yeah, maybe even connecting dots that people never even thought could be connected.
And we're not trying to like teach or anything.
Oh, we are not professionals in no way, shape, or form. If you could tell by the towel we have covering our mic.
It's our mic sleeve for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally. What we're aiming to do again is just opening perspectives and just inviting people to remain curious. And if you're not sure what that looks like because it's been so long in the cubicle, be curious with us.
Yeah. Because we have no clue what we're doing either. But I think it's about time we just jumped right into it.
And that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, that's what we're doing today. So thank you for coming on this ride with us. It's gonna be
a bumpy ride. It's from Harry Potter.
It sounded like Dracula.
The real ones will know. It's the bobblehead in the bus, the crazy bus. Maybe it's not a bus. I'm not actually a real one. Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
I'm not actually a real one. It's just my siblings would reference that, on our way to church.
So should we do you want to say our backgrounds, or is that kind of too personal? I'm interested in engineering.
Oh no, that's not too personal.
You're
I
like
think
a
a geographer.
yeah.
I think that's relevant.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Ryan Who, Hoo. That's hence the name. Who, what? I don't know.
I was in my head. I literally said when and where.
But yeah. My background's in mechanical engineering. But I also emphasized in theoretical physics.
Luna, leave it.
I did go to college I went to school at the University of Utah, but then decided to learn another way. No, that sounds weird.
The Mormons did not get him. That's not what he meant by learn another way in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say in college, I that's where I started to really recognize, I guess how things are connected, and how I guess blind we are as a society to just, I guess, anything that's not really man-made, and anything that's not man-made is pretty much has some sense of unknown to it. And yeah, I think school, university, is definitely it's definitely a business. Yeah, but it's I'm gonna say it's definitely useful. I don't want to say I'm not someone to say college is useless and you shouldn't go to college. I think college shouldn't be held to such a high standard, and shouldn't be such a norm, or I guess a little taboo to drop out,
or to decide against.
Yeah, or decide against going to school. And if anything, if I had to choose to change anything, I would not choose the way people think about it. I would choose how the school is done. If anything, the universities would be a lot more different. Would be a lot more different from each other. They wouldn't all be so the same, teach all the same way, have the same type of exams. There's the Montessori Academy, right? And imagine that on a larger scale. Yeah. And it wasn't just the Montessori Academy. Imagine if there was other academies that were just like that, but
particular to the
different
regions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, because imagine an agriculture, just learning agriculture, ecology, and the differences that you can learn between even Colorado mountains and then New Mexico desert, even though their states are neighboring. Yeah. They're wildly different. Yeah. But we've standardized the whole North American. Yeah,
standardization. That makes no sense. Yeah. 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 So decided to move on, and ended up finding my way into marketing. Something you'll learn about the West Coast and really about Utah is they have very strong ideologies. Religious-wise, very Mormon. That's the Mormon state. That's the Mormon state. The Mormon actually tried to make Utah a state back in the day.
Or they tried to make a country, but then they joined Utah. Country.
Let me. Yeah, back in 18? Was that right?
Yeah, 1832 is
Wow.
when Mormon religion was founded.
Oh, really?
And it was...
Hold on. Oh, so go on.
So, I want to say it was founded in New York. I don't know. Definitely the person Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormon religion, grew up in New York on a farm, and apparently that's when he saw the golden plates of God or whatever, and or when he that's when he saw God in the forest, and God told him no religion was on earth, and he had to start the real religion and bring back God's knowledge to earth. And Mormons do have a very distinct ideology. They have, it's honestly a doomsday religion. They believe in the second coming of Christ, and they believe that they are examples of a new and better way of living. So it's very there's such a strong hierarchy within the religion. And it's reflective of society and the bad parts of society, unfortunately, and stuff like that. Like, if you're a poor Mormon, then you're not like gonna be really held to much high esteem. You might not get as many good callings. You might not, it's like there's a social hierarchy to it, and people say like, oh, just focus on the religion, not the culture, but they're one and the same, and what they teach is what they get, and that's unfortunately the same in society as well. Why do we have people who are unhoused and are just like have been living like that for like 20 years, like, and if so many people fail the test in a class, the teacher is told to reteach the lesson. But in society, we've completely forgot that, and we just blame everyone as individuals. We say that's a bad dog, we say that's a shitty human, and there's such a loss of love and empathy and caring and nurturing of oneself and one another.
Mic drop.
Yeah, anyway, so I was raised Mormon. That's
so she has a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I was raised Mormon, and I really grew up scared. And then so I went to college, and for background of the podcast at least, I have a bachelor's in geography and environmental sustainability.
So she has a college degree. All right.
And I have a master's of science in business.
Look at that. Master's, and she was a kumbaya too.
What's kumbaya?
I don't know.
I know what kumbaya is, but what's cum laude or whatever that's. No, seriously, it says cum on my resume. On my diploma.
Cum laude.
Cum laude, whatever that is. Yeah, I was one of the smart ones.
Yeah, she was one of the really smart ones.
And they call it cum. Like, fuck that. Like, are you serious? Like, that's so dumb. But yeah, I got that. It's on my diploma.
And like, we're married, so like
we're married.
So like,
we're partners.
I pretty much have a master's.
We're best friends. Yeah. Because I basically, anytime I talk, I'm relaying my golden wisdom in his ears.
Yeah.
He has a master's.
And plus, let me say that in my defense, University of Utah surprisingly was a very.
Oh my God, Sage got so much dirt on me. I did not even notice. So University of Utah.
Yeah, I didn't know that University of Utah was such a trailblazer, or such
Silicon Valley.
Like Silicon Valley, yeah. Yeah, and so
the rich Mormons,
they had pretty strict rules. So I feel like and plus it was a 5-year master course, and so I guess I pretty much have at least a bachelor's by now, and I definitely have at least enough credits to get a bachelor's.
He just didn't apply for his bachelor's, but
I don't even know where my birth certificate
credits,
is.
boo. Like, yeah.
I do have an ID though, so yeah.
And he's such an innovator, man of his own making, for real.
Yeah, we made this greenhouse ourselves.
Mm-hmm. We're making this podcast. Made a website, groovyparadox.org. Check it out, because it's my dream career to actually get that going how I want it to. So I'm working on it career takes a while. It's the lifelong. That's what I've been telling myself, and it really helps you get off any deadlines you have for yourself. Because honestly, they don't exist. You can't plan out life. You just have to respond, and press forward accordingly.
Yep. Yep.
Gilmore wants some attention. He wants to get in on this love action.
So I guess now what we're so that's kind of our background, but what we're doing now is I would say going on our way of being self-sustainable.
Yes, we want to be our dream is to have a fully self-sustainable homestead. We don't have, it takes a lot to acquire land, and there's a whole lot of history and background to that, so we're not even there yet. We're just focusing on like making sustainability more and more part of our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made a greenhouse, and we made mini greenhouse beds, garden beds with greenhouse tops. So that's cute. We're growing lettuce in an herb garden, and different types of we're growing lettuce, spinach, like a garden. We have a garden bed of salad.
Yeah,
salad garden bed.
We have a salad garden.
Yeah, salad garden.
And we have an herb garden.
And we have Shirley, our lemon tree.
Yeah.
She's our family tree. Like when we have our homestead, we'll plant her in the ground.
Yeah. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see we'll introduce the plants, introduce everybody, because we also have avocado trees.
Yes, we have 6. So yeah, that'll be on Satori.
Yeah, that'll be on Satori. So, that's Satori.insights.
SATORI.insights.
Yeah. That's it. Connections. Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Nice.
And I guess this is more for these people.
Okay.
When we talk about connection, and when I say the word connection, what do you think of?
Sorry, I'm so bad timing. I was still laughing in my head about the cum laude, and I was like, I know it's pronounced cum laude or whatever the fuck, and so I was thinking about the word cum, and you said connection. So
connection?
No, because then I was connection, and then I thought about sex, and anyways, so biological beings, we can cut that part out. So connection, I can answer that for real if you want. But that was just bad timing, because that's where my brain was, and that's why I started laughing. And on Spotify I did, on our profile, I said that this was an explicit show. So anyways, connections. Okay, so what's interesting about connections that I don't think a lot of people really think about is that so I guess I just use the subject of geography as examples a lot, but like with geography, and okay, honestly, for every subject in school, like there's a reason they teach us how they teach us, and they teach us that geography is where places are, just like locations on a map. But in reality, like Earth is like the topography, and like just Earth itself is like pages or whatever. Like it's the context of which everything lives on. Like it's almost like its own little dimension for us Earthlings or whatever. And so geography is learning about the context of which everything lives and how they start interacting with one another and why. Because, like, there's a lot of different becauses. What I was saying about subjects in school and stuff is they teach us that everything is so separate and disconnected so that we don't start thinking about things in a connected and meaningful way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, keep them disconnected, like they're like as if they are their own individual ideas.
Yes. And we are, like, we're little, so geography or whatever, Earth is like the page, the paper, whatever, we're little words. And, like, so we're living on, like, on the page, on the Earth. And, like, how we are able to move is like flat, you know, like. And okay, wait, no, because I lost it. I was gonna get into, like, the no, we gotta cut that out. So what is connections come up with your brain?
When I think of connections, I guess I think of communication. I think of connections, and I guess that's just my just because, like, since I'm a human, my first thought is communicating with other humans. But I guess it can, like, as I think about it more, it can be expanded on. But initially, when I think about connections, my first thought is, like, communication and communicating with other people, people being other humans. Then thinking, like, well, humans are just animals, so really communicating with other animals in general. And I would say that's a type of connection. And, like, you know, and actually, to expand on that, animals are just living beings, so that ends up going for plants. Insects, I still have a tough time having empathy, any type of empathy for. But yeah, as far as living things go, like plants and animals, I think it's very important to be able to communicate with your surroundings. And I think we've become, as a society, become very anthropic. We've become very human-centered thinking. And so we've come to the point where, as humans, we think like we're different from everything else. Not really so much better or worse in any other way, but just different. Animals are animals, and we are humans. And yeah, that's maybe the first thing I think about when I think about connecting with your surroundings. And actually, to continue, I'd say, like, I think it's also just a natural thing for a living being to want to know where it came from. Like, I think it's I think that, if anything, that's what starts going from that's where it starts being different from being that's maybe the difference in types of consciousness is almost like self-awareness, at least enough self-awareness to question, why am I here, where did I come from, how did I even get here, and
just questions that come along with the knowledge of self during existence.
Yeah, I'd say, if we just think about humans, I think humans have a natural desire to want to know where they came from, meaning they want to know their family, even if it's not like a lot of, well, mainly like their biological family and like their birth parents, but even outside of that, even like just like their heritage, and they want to learn about their heritage, learn about the different lands they came from, history just in general. Pretty much everything that we learn is history, is the past.
And
everything already that we learn has already happened, has already been learned, has already been figured out. And so we're just like, all of life, especially since we have to go through school, is like just catching up to I guess the world, or just catching up with existence.
It's I think we formed, so like, I think a lot of those questions you were talking about, those huge questions that a lot like humans have, I think it boils down to like, how did I come to exist? Like, how did I come to be? And like, why did I come to be? Like, just understanding, our place in like everything and stuff, and going with what you were saying about how we're taught in society today and stuff like that.
She's cold. She has a very thin fur.
Yeah, so I'm putting Luna in my jacket right now. So, and then what you were saying, so what were you saying about how that history and stuff related to school? Like, because we're taught, you're like...
everything we taught is stuff that's already been figured out, stuff that's already, like, happened.
And, yes, and I think today in society, the fact that is our experience as a child is that we're seemingly catching up to all this information that everyone is already in cahoots about. Like, that's not how I think a childhood should be. I think a childhood should be, like, all about just remaining curious. Instead, we're told, no, everything's already been labeled. You don't have to think about it. You just have to assimilate and condition and find your place. And if and that's so, like, our experience is not about bettering the natural environment in which humans like come from inherently, and like how we're all connected. It's about assimilating to a culture that makes money, and then that's what we're told is important, and so that's what we feel is important. Like, little kids get really excited about money, and I understand getting excited about shiny things and stuff like that, but like, money itself, we give it that value.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that value.
Like, we can, like, there's many, like, starting with just the dollar, the U.S. dollar, especially since we've been off the gold standard. The U.S. dollar is based off of the U.S. dollar. Like, it is literally set up to fail. Like, it's set up for inflation. There's only so long it can go, because it's just a made up currency. And then going back to like the gold standard, and then thinking about other countries, you can say, okay, well, other countries, or even just back in the past before there was like paper currency and everything, and things were like silver coins and copper coins and stuff. Sorry, Gilmore distracted me.
Gilmore is like chowing down.
Yeah, Gilmore is like
this bone. There's only a little chunk left in the bone, and he is just.
He loves those. He loves finishing the bones.
Yeah, he's gonna get it to like a toothpick.
So yeah, going back to when like coins were actually silver, coins were actually copper. So it was a currency of value was put on an object, was put on a what would be the word? Value. The value was just put on something. People liked that that gold is shiny, and There's nothing else special about it. It's not even like the best conductor. It's not the hardest.
Yeah. It's soft. It's heavy.
It's really heavy. Like there's not really too much that's good for it. You know, and so it's just really shiny.
Does it even contain heat? Does it keep heat in or anything? Like,
I'm sure
it just
does.
melts, right? Though, like
maybe not easily, because it is. I think it's like a metal.
Yes, it is a metal, but for a metal, I think it melts fairly easily, right?
Yeah, fairly easy. Yeah, but I don't think you can like put it in a pot.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like on the stove. I don't think you can melt it on the stove.
I know. Yeah. It'd have to be a blazing fire.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's just we just pick, and then actually diamonds are a great example. Diamonds are not rare. They're not special really in any way except how they look. and they can make diamonds that look a lot better, that are like more pure than real diamonds that come from the ground. But just because it comes from the ground, you know, people want it. Anyway, we assign value to the things, even back before the coins, before goods, or before the coins. Yeah. We traded goods. It was a trade and bartering system, and instead of it being like trading because of the value of an object, it was more of like the value that object can bring to you, almost like physically, whether that's food or that's like spices or even like objects, farming material.
Leather.
Yeah, and that I would say that, like, yes, that's a very challenging society, a very challenging thing to kind of live by, especially nowadays with how many people and everything. But there has to be something that's closer, that's not as fake as the dollar, but closer to like trade and bartering, where
to be honest,
where like you the value of what you purchase or what you need is the value that it provides you.
The value, yeah.
So it's pretty much like prices of things will fluctuate.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense, especially like, why are people upset when they're not able to have a super nice fresh honeydew in the dead of winter? Like, why? Like, people need to let go of thinking that like the world owes them things, because that's what society has like taught them. If you do good, then that means you can get money and get stuff and you'll be good. But instead we need to let go of everything society has told us is important and has value, and then we can let go of the anger that inherently comes with that, because it doesn't work very well. And so that's why we're all angry. We need to let go of that and realize our inherent value and importance and truth in being environmental stewards of the earth. Ryan just got some cardboard away from Gilmore. But the actual reality of humans and what they are as creatures are stewards of their environment. We're not different, but we do have an uncanny ability to kind of realize our environment and manipulate it. Humans, alchemy, whatever, manipulate the environment on Earth. That is such a fantastic power that we've evolved, like, alongside co-partners with the Earth. We have evolved that, and we can be doing so much, especially if we just bring all our brains together and realize our potential as environmental stewards and giving back to the Earth. We'll be able to replenish all the value we're seeking, because it's only getting worse from here, and we will be left in a pile of trash. There's only so many places that the U.S. can send their trash before it reaches their shores, which it already has, because none of the water here in Baltimore can even be touched by our dogs or our feet or anything. It's all biohazard. That's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal to have biohazard water.
Yeah.
That means that the way things are going in our society are like inherently wrong, and obviously we don't have answers to them. But if we let go of things that are false, like putting value in money and put value in the earth, that's when it'll start like getting better.
Yeah. Another mic drop. Yeah.
Yeah. The answers lie within all of us, but it has to be all of us.
So I guess that was all about us. That was
And it kind of introducing our ideologies on the topic itself that we'll be talking about.
Yeah, and like why we're doing this. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with oh fuck, I forgot the name.
This 6 degrees of separation.
Oh.
It's a song by The Script.
Oh really?
Maybe it's called it's something. I don't know if it's called the 6 degrees of separation, but it's about like a breakup, and it's like, yeah.
Okay, so I remember. I got it now. So,
Separation.
so I guess to talk about the podcast and what to expect from the podcast. I guess one. Let me mention. I'm not sure if you guys caught on. Well, should we tell them like where the name comes from?
Yes.
Okay, so. I'm not sure if you guys caught on with the name, who, what, I don't know, but that is from
our last name.
Abbott. Oh, well, yeah, our last name, and but it comes from
Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, Abbott and Costello. They were a comedy duo back in the day.
In like the 1890s.
Yeah, you should look it up. Just look up Abbott and Costello.
Who's on first?
Who's on first? Yeah, it's the the old like who's on first, what's on second, I don't know, is on third. So who, what, I don't know. Yep.
There we go.
There we go. And yeah, like like Vanessa said, my last name's Who, so
we're on
last
first.
name's Who. Yep, we're on first. Yeah. And so the general idea of the general idea of this podcast is like we said, connections, and it's mainly surrounding the idea of 6 degrees of separation. It's a societal phenomena, I guess it would be called, but it's really just it's originally from a play that was then turned into a film. And the general idea is that I'll just tell you about the play. What happened in the play is they had 30 people shake hands with 30 other people, and then had those 30 people shake hands with 30 other people, and they continued that 6 times, and it got to a point where they ended up like every person in the size of the United States, I think, would end up having their hands shaked or something like that. Like, I think someone from one side of the United States all the way to the other side of the United States, like that amount of distance, within 6 degrees, you'll have some type of connection with them. So nowadays, like looking at more societally, it's more of like a small world phenomena. You ever went on vacation or went to a store in a completely different state or town or something? You went somewhere else and you saw someone you knew.
That bitch from high school.
Yeah, and you're like, what?
Oh my god, I need to go down the other aisle.
Like, such a small world. That's pretty much that's pretty much 6 degrees of separation. And thinking about that, we thought about like that sounds kind of like everything. That sounds like there's 6 degrees of separation to everything, and then there was even a show.
In the early 2010s?
Yeah, I forgot what it was about.
6 degrees of everything.
Yeah, it was called 6 Degrees of Everything. Really good show. But yeah, so the podcast is kind of about that, and we're going to cover different ideas. Vanessa and I each week are going to pick different topics that neither of us are going to even know what the other person does, so we're going to be surprised as well. We'll be hearing it for the first time from the other person, just like you guys.
And discuss how it relates to one another.
Yeah, and we'll see how it relates. Maybe we'll sometimes pick the same thing. Maybe we'll pick completely different things.
You know, one day I'm gonna pick pickles.
And we're gonna see how pickles is connected to space travel.
Has there ever been a pickle in space? We'll find out.
On the next Who, What, I don't know. Stay tuned.
Okay, cool.
Cool, yeah, I think that's good.